hot Masai Mara, and you saw a reclining male lion underneath that bush. Now, my name is Brent Smith. I have Dangerous Dave on camera. Now, that male lion is something special because he's one of the most famous male lions in the world. His name is Scar, and at the moment he's snoozing where we can't get too close to him, unfortunately, but you can see there's a big herd of buffalo behind him, so who knows? Maybe he'll head out hunting a little bit later. Now, he is part of a coalition of 4 male lions that are known as the Musketeers, and they dominate an area around the main wildebeest migration points, where they cross the Mara River. And let me see if I can remember all their names now. There's Scar, Siku, Morani, and Hunter. I think I got them all. There we go. So great to catch up with one of the most famous lions in the world. Even though he is being not so photogenic at the moment. He looks very comfortable though, I'll give him that. A very comfortable male lion snoozing next to a little gardenia tree. And you can see there's a big sort of Inselberg behind him. And here we go. Now, I'm not 100% sure of all the prides he dominates over at the moment, and there's definitely the Paradise Pride, who I've seen him with before, but we also think he might be in charge of the Mogoro Pride. Although the lion dynamics in this area are constantly in flux at the moment, and there are 6 young males that have arrived from the further to the south, and there are 4 big boys a little bit further to the north from here. So it's difficult to say who's actually in charge and how long they're going to be in charge for. But on the other side of the river, Scar is definitely the big boss at the Paradise Pride. Now, normally, from what I know, we see the Mogoro Pride in this area, but I haven't seen a Mogoro lioness for a while now. But the North Clan of Hyenas has been very, very busy here, so that could have been keeping them away. The Mogoro Pride, I've only ever seen 3 lionesses together. Not to say that there aren't more, but there have been, the North Clan of Hyenas is over 80 hyenas, so they can quite successfully chase off a couple of lionesses. Now, of course, old Scar is not the only thing out here, and one of the most amazing things about the Masai Mara is the amount of wildlife that's around us. And now we're going to have a look off to this area, and we'll head back towards the lion shortly. But there we've got, some Thompson's gazelles with a little bit of a heat haze, and there's also a single topia, I think a little bit to the right. There we go, isn't that stunning? Look at the skies out here today, and it is wonderful. Remember, there are other vehicles out on the safari here, and we are 100% live, coming to you from Kenya's Masai Mara. So there we go. There's a topi. Hello, topi. Oh, funny looking animals. They sleep in the most ridiculous manner, with either their nose flat on the ground like a dog, or with their nose sticking straight into the ground, looking quite sheepish. Now, the Thompson's gazelles should be giving birth at some point quite soon, so we'll be keeping a close eye on them. Now, apparently the olive baboons here have a real liking for baby Thompson's gazelles and take advantage of the birthing season. Now, of course, they're not the only ones that are going to take advantage. There's going to be lions, leopards, cheetahs, hyenas will all take advantage of any little Thompson's gazelles that wander too far away from mom. Oh, is that a secretary bird there in the distance, Dave? So go off to the right. Keep going. Whoa, sorry, let me just try to get my monitor in the shade. Sorry, guys, give us 1 second. Where was it striding? Little bit to the left, centre frame. Here we go. Sorry, oopsie, that was my fault. We're right at the end of the lens there. Now that is a secretary bird in the distance. Now, incredible predator themselves. They are incredibly good at killing snakes, and those long legs, they'll use them to kick snakes to death as they go through the long grass. Now, here we go. We'll go have a little bumble around, see what else is around this area. But before we do that, we can go back to that beautiful big male lion, Scar. Because Barbara is asking, how long have the Musketeers been in charge? Well, Barbara, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's about 4 or 5 years. But they've actually moved from the area that they were in charge of around the Marsh Pride and then Gama Pride, and they were pushed by those young males and have moved into this area around the Paradise Pride. But it's still going to take us a while to learn the comings and goings and history of all these lions. I will be meeting with some of the experts in the next coming weeks, and hopefully we'll be able to have a better understanding. Now, Janet's wondering, why is Scar so famous? Well, Janet, he's just one of the most photogenic, sorry, horrible English, yeah, Smith, photogenic lions out there. He's got a massive scar over his eye, and he's been pretty well documented by most people coming into the Mara. He was also on a TV show for quite a while. That's where he really got his fame. So that's probably why he's one of the most famous lions in the world. Sorry about the bumps, that's me moving around, and he is quite far off the road, and we can't go any closer to him at the moment, but we are hoping he will get up and move. But I think we might go have a look, see if we can find some crocodiles, some Grant's gazelle, maybe some triple or tipple skirchies, the giraffes, the Masai giraffe, they're often around here. So we're going to take a little trundle down towards the Mara River, so one of the main crossing points, near where I first saw him, and see what else we can find. Hi, Tom. Tom would like to know, how large is the Masai Mara in comparison to Kruger National Park? Habari! Well, there's a male lion, so we're broadcasting live across the world at the moment, so those little antennas send it out live. There's a male lion in the distance underneath that little bush. Yes. Sorry about that, folks. As I say, there are other people out on safari, so I will be chatting to them from time to time as they come past. Tom was asking, how large is the Masai Mara? The Masai Mara National Reserve itself is 160,000 hectares, which is quite a lot smaller than Kruger Park, but we must remember it is not an ecosystem that stands alone. It is part of the greater Serengeti Mara ecosystem, which offhand, Tom, I have to get back to you in a little bit. It's getting quite busy here, and everyone's trying to talk to me, and my maths brain is terrible as it is normally, but I think it's around 6 million hectares, but I'll have to double check that. And you must remember, that's not including all the private concessions and conservancies that surround, which will make it a much, much bigger area, but I will find out those exact figures for you. So guys, we really need to move. It's getting quite busy around here, so while we see what else we can find, let's go have a look at how Mr. Tristan's doing with some great grey pachyderms. And a lovely little group of female eland, and I haven't seen them this close to the river before, so maybe as the season is changing, they're going to move down from the highlands, like around our camp where we've actually been seeing a lot of eland, and come down to the river. They are quite skittish, as you can see. Now, there's a very interesting reason why eland are so skittish, and it's quite a lot to do with human beings. Now, of all animals, they have the furthest flight distance from a human being, and there's a very important reason for that. And they are the only animal a human being can probably run down. So they're not very fast, and they don't have very good stamina. So they can keep up a slow speed or walk for a vast distance. Oh, lost the rest of them. But a human being can run down an eland, and so when they generally see human beings or get a slight fright, they will run up to sort of 500-600 meters away, before turning around to look at you. Oh, we've got some Tommies and Impala here still, where there's other animals like the Tommy, who knows it's got some speed on its side, will generally run a much shorter distance before turning around and checking what's chasing it. Oh, we even have a Grant's gazelle as well. Yeah, a nice big male Grant's. So, 2 gazelles named after 2 different Scottish explorers. Grant, who that gazelle is named after, was part of the Speak and Burton mission to the mountains of the moon, where they discovered the source of the Nile. Hang on a second, what's that? Just hang on. All the animals. Maybe it wasn't us who gave the eland a fright. I just want to have a quick look up onto the ridge. There's impalas. Everyone's looking quite carefully towards the edge of that tree line. You see anything, Dave? Not yet. I see 2 black-backed jackal. You see the black-backed jackal?
Yep.
Okay. Now, just have a look. There's a Thompson's gazelle. She was running towards the jackals. I wonder if she doesn't have a baby hidden in the grass there somewhere. And she seems to have stopped now. And jackal's just getting moving. Now, we get both black-backed and side-striped jackal here. Now, when you do see jackal, they tend to follow the hyenas and lions quite a lot here. So I'm just double-checking with the binos, making sure that there isn't a lion or hyena around. See that Thompson's gazelle going closer and closer to the jackals, just to the left, Dave. So there's a jackal. The jackal to the left. There we go. See, there's that Thompson's gazelle. Now, she took off towards where those jackals are, which makes me wonder if she hasn't got a baby hidden in the long grass, and she's worried that those jackals might find it. This is very, very fascinating. Oh dear, Dave, are you ready for a challenge? Oh, is it going to fly out of shot? You see it? It'll be a new bird for lots of people. Montague's harrier. Oh no, come back, Montagues. Turn towards us. You got him. No, he's disappeared. Sorry about that. Well, we do see them quite often. And now that Thompson's gazelle has trotted past the jackals. And so she's obviously decided that if she does have a baby hidden, it is safe. It's so wonderful. There's so much game around here. And remember, this is the quiet season. Now, someone was asking, why are there more Thompson's gazelles than Grant's gazelles? And, well, it just depends on where you are, but the Tommies are more numerous than the Grants. But the interesting thing about Grant's gazelles is they actually almost have a reverse migration. So when the wildebeest, the migrating Tommies and the zebra arrive, the Grants go the opposite direction. They really don't like the busy savannas. And they seem to be more common in slightly drier areas. So there we go. But there are a few of them around. They're more on the other side of the river. Oh, ostriches, Dave. Big flock of ostriches. On the way. So there we go. There was James was asking about that question about Grants and Tommies. So they tend to prefer a slightly more arid area. They're more common in Tanzania. That's a bit drier than the Mara. And as I said, they tend to have a reverse migration. They tend to shy away from the big migration. And as I say that, I'd say in this area it's just because of it being a lot wetter here. There's a nice group of ostriches. Oh, sorry. You can see a safari vehicle. Oh, even bedecked with zebra stripes. Nochal. Now, Nochal is a very South African saying. It means, what does it mean? And all. Indeed, and all. Can you believe? Zebra stripes on a Land Cruiser. Not the strangest striped vehicle I've seen. Okay, well, let's go get a little bit closer to those ostriches. It's going to take us a little while to get there. We do have to watch our time at the moment, so we do have to be out of the park by 6:30. So I'm going to have a quick gander down towards the ostriches. We'll do a quick swing past Scar, see if he's stood up. If not, we'll head to see if we can find any of the Ngama ladies around the base of the hill. So, exciting times. Oh, I can hear some crowned cranes honking away as well. Those beautiful birds with a terrible voice. Honk, honk. Well, we can only hear them, not see them. So let's go to something that's so big, hopefully Tristan doesn't miss it, back on Djuma. Males are all bright red, and they're all fighting over the ladies. And there was some interesting dancing. Hopefully they do some of the dances again. And I actually saw one of the males almost hiss at another male as soon as he got too close to his chosen female. And like a lot of the animals in the Mara, the impala, and lots of other creatures, there's no warthog, for example, there's no set breeding season for the ostriches, although there does seem to be a little peak during the rains, but they can give birth at any time of the year here. So this is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. 14 full strays in a row. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 males, 7 females. But it looks like some males have got more girlfriends than one, and the other males have to do with none. There we go, you can see that red sheen on the ostrich's legs, neck and beak, indicating breeding plumage. Here we go, the world's largest bird. Now, you can see those formidable legs. Not only are they capable with great speed with those legs, they're capable of inducing great injury to predators. There's a massive claw on there, and although they do get eaten by lions and cheetah and even leopard, you have to be a skilled hunter to take down a male ostrich. There we go, some impala in the background. This is definitely the biggest group of ostriches I've seen so far. Although, fair enough, a lot of the other groups of ostriches I've seen have been long way in the distance. That's stunning. Well, let's try and get a bit closer to them. And remember, I'm dropping down to my turret, so I'll wave at you as we drive. Yay! Hi, see, there's ostriches over there. Oh. Sorry, I didn't quite get that question. Can we have it again? I sat on my comms. Hi, ostrich. Repeat would like to know, why do the ostriches walk in a line? Well, I think in this circumstance they're just following the other, but they don't always walk in a line. Quite often they'll be spread out feeding. I think it could be to do with the competition over breeding at the moment. The female's just trying to get away and the male's all following. So there we go, we're getting closer to them now. I'm going to stop in a second. There's some giraffe on the horizon as well. They're such funny looking creatures, the ostrich. Hi Natalie. Natalie's wondering, how fast can an ostrich run? Natalie, very fast. They can get up to 70 kilometers an hour when they need to, but it's their acceleration that's impressive, and also the fact that they can keep that speed up for quite some time. There we go. Oh, I go down to the back. There's that female wandering off course. Let's see if the male follows her, but there we go. No, he's sticking with her, not letting her out of his sight. Ooh, I think we're going to get a very pretty shot with tipple skirchies in the distance and ostriches passing through with the horizon coming up there. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Remember, hashtag Safari Live if you've got any questions for any of us, whether it be in South Africa or in Kenya. This is 100% live and we would love to hear from you. You can see it's quite a windy day. Lots of wind coming through. But we've had a fantastic day out so far. Even though we didn't get the best view of Scar, at least we saw him. And the person who told me where he was one of the Ngama guides, said he was looking quite well. Hunter is wondering, what do ostriches eat? Hunter, they eat grass, insects, and believe it or not, even stones sometimes to help with their digestion. Oh, the Tommies are off. What are they off on? They're just off on a run, I think. A gallop for joy. Off they go. Go, little Tommies, go. And yeah, the ostriches are moving further off towards the Tipple Skirchies, standing on the horizon. And I think we're going to head back towards Mr. Scar, see if he's made a move. If not, we're going to start getting on the long, dusty road back towards Angama and the Ololo escarpment. Beautiful. Nanny's wondering why some of the ostriches are lighter colour than the others. The ones with the black feathers and the red, Nanny, are the males, and the grey, lighter coloured, slightly more drab, less dashing, are the females. Now that's quite common in the bird world, where the males are often more striking than the females, as they need to attract the females towards them, whereas the females don't necessarily need all that bright coloration, because the males will chase them regardless. Isn't that lovely? Ostriches, Masai giraffe, and Thompson's gazelle. Okay, I think we're going to get moving now as they head off into the distance. And as Dave slowly zooms out, we're going to jump a quick couple of 1,000 miles back to South Africa to see what Jamie's up to. Well, from elephants with Tristan a little earlier in South Africa, we now bring you a lovely big herd of elephants live from the Masai Mara in Kenya. And very big herd. There's some wonderful little tiny babies in this herd, and hopefully they're going to see them shortly. Oh, there's one. I think the smallest one is up to the left there, Dave, about to come out into the open. There it is. Tiny little one. Now, one of the things that I love about the Mara is that when you pull out and you come wide, you just get some of the most spectacular scenery. Look at that. Even in the difficult light, the sun almost on us, it is just, sorry Dave, spectacular. Remember, hashtag Safari Live if you want to ask us any questions. And there are around 3,000 elephants in this area, and well, we've got a good 30 of them now, right here with us. Nice, very relaxed group of ellies, just slowly heading off into the long grass. Now that long grass is home to the North clan of hyenas, who are the biggest clan in this area close to us, and they literally pop out of everywhere. So it's always fun to watch ellies in this area, because sometimes they might chase a hyena just for fun. How many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 20, and another, oh, good 10 or 12 behind us still coming. So a big herd. Now, when the migration arrives, these elephants head up into those hills you can see in the background, and they basically try avoid the pandemonium that the Great Migration brings. Oh, there we go. Perfect timing. You hear that. Ali was wondering, are the elephants communicating when they're trumpeting? Most definitely, and there's been some really interesting research done on elephant communication recently, and different trumpets mean different things. That was a sort of, I'm slightly annoyed with you trumpet, I would say, from an adult to a sub-adult. And some of the most aggressive sounds we hear from elephants are actually mothers trying to wean their offspring, and sort of tough love, stern words and whatnot. But even there's almost a particular, let's go, let's stay, let's fight, rumbles. There we go, hyena. That's what I said. Where's he gone? There it is. So I said this is the North Clan. He's getting out of there before the elephants get too close to him. So I said the hyenas pop out of this grass in this area. And I've seen plenty pop out around here. Hi, Shelley. Well, Shelley's wondering, will the elephants in the Masai Mara ever make it all the way down to Kruger National Park? I'm afraid not, Shelley. It is way too far. These are two very distinct populations of elephants. Not to say that it's impossible. If an elephant wanted to, it could walk that far, but they have no reason to. And you'll notice look at this guy. I'm charging through, little one. Sweetness. Get left behind. Don't get left behind. I love little Ellies. They are just so much fun. So Shelley, no, these elephants will not pass through into the Kruger. Now, as I was saying, they really love grass, and if they have a choice, they'll eat grass over trees. And when the migration comes, and of course the pandemonium and noise that just over 1.5 million animals creates, the elephants don't really like that, and they'll move up into the hills, into the escarpment, into the forests to get away from the great migration. There will still be the odd bull and whatnot around, or maybe even the odd breeding herd around the river, but they will try avoid that great mass of animals that is the Great Migration. I just keep coming. Hi Monique in London. Monique's wondering, do the elephants here seem more round? Are they more fat, or is it just her? And she says they seem to look like swollen ticks. I'd say probably at this time of the year they are probably a bit fatter than what we're used to in South Africa. Oh, sorry, there's lots of flies around, and the reason for that is that they've got this incredible lush Thermida grassland to feed on, so they're getting a lot more nutrients out of a lot less food. So the high starch grasses that they're feeding on is providing them with a lot more food, and that could make them look a little bit fatter at the moment. But come dry season, I think they will look... Ooh, here comes a big bull. There we go, you can see the other game drive vehicles. Hello, big boy. Following the ladies. Now, elephants, for me, are always quite magical, but I've got something in store for you. Actually, I should say James has got something in store for you. He's got real magic beans.